Hi guys, welcome back to Compound Interest. This is Maverick Holmes and I have another question for you today. Do you know what true wealth is? And I know off the top of your head you may say, oh, that's just money or that's fame or that's having a big giant house. No, I'm talking about true, well-rounded wealth. And if you're interested in finding out more about what that means, just stay tuned for this quick disclaimer and we'll go into it.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there.
Hey guys, welcome back. We got so much to get into today, and I'm really excited to talk about this topic because I feel like it's so misinterpreted throughout society and everything else. But first, I want to say thank you to the people that watched my very first video the other day. I got my first 3 subscribers, and bonus, I'd like to say thank you specifically to Amy, who was my first subscriber. There's a picture of us I'm going to show. We just saw her and her husband in New Year's, and we had a lot of fun. You could see my wife over there next to me, and then Amy and her husband James. They actually live in Norway, which is a great story because he actually is an engineer for an oil rig, which is really cool. And so they're living there right now, and there's no doubt in my mind that she's probably going to run for president. She's a fantastic person. I want to say thank you to her for being my first subscriber. Okay, so let's get back to the topic at hand. And this is all from my point of view. Wealth is just a well-rounded concept. I mean, yeah, you can have millions of dollars, but if you're miserable inside, what's the point? Like how many famous people have you heard of that have, fame and wealth, and they get divorced, they're just miserable inside, some of them unfortunately commit suicide, and it's just really sad. And to me, that's just not having the big picture. And the big picture to me is from A to Z. You have money in the bank, which is great, but you also have to have your mental healthness. You have to have your relationships in the right place. You have to have your health in the right spot. And all those things mixed together really, to me, are true wealth. And true wealth isn't just can be measured by a single number either. Like maybe true wealth to you is all those things, but I have, $1 billion in the bank. Or maybe it's like I just want the ability to work from home and make $150K a year, and have my wife and kids and my health and all that stuff. So to me, that's really what true wealth is. And it bothers me how it's just interpreted as flashy things, like cars and money and everything else. But all those opinions aside, what true wealth is for me and my perspective is waking up every day and knowing that you are the absolute best version of yourself. Like I know that I am doing everything I can to be better for myself, for my family, for my bank account, all that stuff. And that's really what my goal is. And just like everybody else, it takes a long time to achieve those things. But the problem is to get to that point, it all starts in here, and it takes a tremendous amount of work and a tremendous amount of action. And I know you're like, oh, Mav, not the work hard speech. Yes, you have to say it. I mean, nobody's going to hand this stuff to you for free. You gotta wake up every day and grind and grind and grind until you achieve what your daily goal is, so that way you can move to your weekly goal and move to your monthly goal and your yearly goal and your 5-year goal, and on and on and on and on until you get exactly what you want out of life. Now that I think that we've kind of established what true wealth is, I kind of want to dive into 2 things that might be holding you back. And I'm going to use myself as an example because both these things have definitely prevented me from moving farther with my goals in life. And more specifically, I'm going to use this YouTube channel as an example. It took me 5 years, that's right, 5 years to muster the confidence to get in front of the camera and talk to you guys about what I'm passionate about, which is building wealth. And it makes me sad that I waited so long, but the reason why is because of these 2 things, and they are fear and self-doubt. And I know everybody has experienced at least one of those things in their life with some issue or another that's prevented them from going where they wanted to go. I mean, for me, starting a YouTube channel is way out of my comfort zone. Like stepping out and onto a camera and talking about how I feel where I could be judged by complete strangers is something that I never really thought I would do. What's great about it is it's helping me build my character. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, for myself, you know, I don't like crowds. I'm a pretty introverted person. And so I can now, even though I'm only in my second video, see the benefit of reaching out and trying new things and doing what you're passionate about, because it helps with that mental health thing that I talked about earlier. And so if you wake up every day feeling better about yourself and you're better than you were the day before, you're taking another step towards true wealth, in my opinion. Now to another point that kind of has to do with society as a whole. Like I'm frustrated with the fact that, you know, we're from a younger age conditioned to conform. And I'm not saying this applies to everybody. You know, there are plenty of people out there that don't do what society says to do. I mean, I'm one of them right there. But, you know, we're taught to go to school so that we could go to college, so we can go out of college and get a good job and work for 40 years and then retire and die. And I'm not trying to crap on that strategy and say that it doesn't work. I know plenty of people that have the wealth that I'm describing that, you know, that took those steps and did those things. All I'm trying to say is that you need to recognize that those opportunities are becoming few and far between, because now everybody is starting to have a degree, and if everybody has the same thing, it becomes less special, which means companies have more competition and they can now pay you less for the same thing because there's so many options. And then bonus, you have inflation, so now the dollars that you make aren't buying as much, and bonus, you come out with a crap ton of debt. And some of the student loans that, you know, people are telling me when they come out of college, it blows my mind. I mean, my wife still got a bunch of debt from her schooling as well. And it just bothers me, and it makes me sad that, you know, a lot of them have a better work ethic than I do, yet they're going through all this stuff that they're told to do. They're coming out of college and then they are not making what they should. You know, the value that they provide in the society is not being reciprocated by the company they're working for. And it's just really unfortunate to me. That's why I think you need to recognize and find different strategies and different things to improve your wealth as a whole and actually know what you're worth. And that's what comes back to fear and self-doubt. If you're too afraid to go out of your comfort zone and try new things that could potentially better your life, you know, you're going to be stuck in the same grind that you are now that you're unhappy with anyway. And so action is the biggest thing that you can do to overcome fear and self-doubt. Don't think about it. And that's what I do with this camera. I just get on the camera, and if it takes me 100 takes, which it does, I do that, and I just keep going and going, and every day it gets a little bit better. So as we get farther and farther into this channel, I'm going to show you my steps that I have used to help get me towards my goals. And I'm still working on them. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, oh yeah, you know, I got millions of dollars and I got it all figured out. I don't. And most of the people that you listen to talk to don't either. They're lacking one of those 4 things that I mentioned about wealth, more than likely. We're gonna go into steps and my strategies that help make me a better person. And then I also have a starter kit that I'm going to launch for you guys soon to help get you started with building wealth. It'll have money advice, some free books. It's all going to be free content because I want to provide as much value as possible, and I want to help as many people as possible so that they don't have these issues anymore. The only thing I'd ask for you to do to help me out is, you know, to hit that like button and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. That makes the YouTube algorithm happy. And when you hit the like button, I drink scotch because I love scotch. My God, do I love scotch. I don't know why, I just do. Thanks for checking out the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.